In government Monday night, the Planning Board met with a busy agenda, starting with a minor site plan review for a sign at 629 Washington Street. After a very brief discussion, the board approved the sign for the Lark Center. Next was a public hearing at 444 Walpole Street for a special permit request. The request was for a Dunkin' Donuts drive-through window. Town planner Paul Halkiotis provided a status report on this project. The second special permit request of the night was at 1210 Boston Providence Turnpike for veterinary use. The board discussed and eventually approved this request. To end the meeting, the board had two proposed zoning bylaw amendment public hearings regarding the March 14th town meeting. The first was to amend Section 9.8 Forbes Hill Mixed-Use Overlay District and establish a new Section 7.8 Life Sciences Development District, and the second was to amend Section 4 Floor Area Ratio in the Medical Services Overlay District. After much discussion on both topics, the board voted to recommend to town meeting. The next meeting for the Planning Board will be in February. The Board of Health met Tuesday morning. The board was presented the COVID-19 data dashboard, which highlights important data in and around the Norwood community. The board was also introduced to Amber Mullen, a regional epidemiologist, and Carrie McKay, regional public health associate and contact tracer. The Board of Health will meet again next month. The Board of Selectmen reconvened as light commissioners at Tuesday night's meeting. The meeting was held at the Norwood Light Department headquarters to discuss different electric broadband services offered by Norwood Light. Superintendent Kevin Shaughnessy led the presentation and first said thank you to retiring staff. The COO, Daniel Morrissey, presented a project update regarding Station 495 and answered questions from the board. Morrissey also announced new ways to view and pay your Norwood Light bills online.
So we will be going, the plan right now is to go live with the new billing system on March 1st. We have every intention of following through with that. As I mentioned, there'll be a web portal, and it's easily accessible through our new website that Jason will talk about a little more. It would be electric, water, and cable, broadband. So people will be able to pay their broadband bills through this web portal as well. One of the biggest things is when you pay online, there'll be no fees. It's not like now where you're in the, you have to log out and basically go to Unipay and pay it. That's going away. You won't be going to Unipay. Everything will be right in that web portal, and there's no fees if you pay online.
The new billing system goes into effect on March 1st. Morrissey also announced new formatting changes to utility and broadband bills. Residents can expect to see this new look on their bills in the upcoming weeks. Assistant Electric Superintendent Jason Haber detailed new technology at Norwood Light, including the outage map and a statewide decarbonization initiative. Assistant Broadband Superintendent Daryl Hansen reviewed broadband plans and provided an update on the brand new satellite dish installed last year. The group voted to go into executive session to discuss rate details and other negotiations with Norwood Light Broadband. Wednesday night, the Community Preservation Committee met and spent the majority of their hybrid meeting hearing presentations from CPA applicants. There were 4 projects that were applied for during the meeting. The projects were as follows: Playground at the Airport, applicant Recreation Department; South Norwood Riverfront Park, applicant Conservation Commission; Pocket Park at Stearns Drive and Elliott Street, applicant Community Development Department; and Shattuck Park Improvement Study, applicant Gordon Smith and Tom Cummings. For each presentation, the board and public asked questions to the applicants. The next meeting for the Community Preservation Committee will be February 9th. Public forum letters consumed the first half hour of the school committee meeting Wednesday night. Most letters were in regards to the new school start times and the effect it could have on students of the Norwood Public Schools. Committee Chair Teresa Stewart sympathized with parents and read this letter in her addenda at the conclusion of the meeting.
In addition to the critique around childcare, I am hearing a lot of criticism that Norwood isn't prioritizing the mental health of our staff and our students. This is another field that I care deeply about and that I am professionally invested in. If you watch our meetings, you have heard me say countless times that mental health and social emotional learning absolutely need to be priorities. From the day one that I've been on this committee in April of 2017, I have always advocated for SEL. The needs of our students are rapidly increasing, and I consistently advocate that we meet them. In addition to being on the school committee, I sit on the steering committee of Impact Norwood, and I am a member of the townwide Minds Matter Coalition. For the district, I was a member of the SEL task force that we had in 2018 and 2019. I'm currently a member on the School Health Council in this district, and as you heard me say earlier tonight, I also represent the school committee on the Sheriff's Coalition for Youth Mental Health. I don't know how to say this any more clear than to simply reiterate. I would never vote for any initiative that did not protect and support the mental health, well-being, and development of each and every student. But it's not just about me. It's about the commitment of the entire district. Our district has updated our wellness policy, and this wellness policy received accolades from DESE. Why did it receive high regard? And they said that it should be a model of the state because we included aspects around mental health and SEL that other districts don't have. We also included an additional section in our wellness policy specifically focused on staff wellness. Other districts don't have that. We might not be exactly where the policy is leading us yet, but we are trying. We have goals and high standards that we are working towards. Mental health and SEL are referenced in every single school improvement plan and in the strategic plan of the district. But it's not just words, it's action. This school committee has proven repeatedly what we advocate for and what we fund, that we will meet the needs of our students. We also collaboratively work with the Board of Health to obtain grants, to start the mental health first aid training for our staff, and to help fund the access that our entire town has to the interface referral system. This past year, NPS has brought in partnerships with McLean's Hospital and Williams James College to bring in clinicians and social workers to provide additional mental health services to our students and to our staff. The mental health system in this country is broken. It's another system that I so deeply and passionately wish that I could fix. But I can't, not alone. And it's certainly not on a public school system to be expected to fix the mental health deficit in this country. And yet, Norwood Public Schools is trying.
To hear all letters submitted to the school committee and Ms. Stewart's letter in full, watch the school committee meeting on demand or on the NCM government channel. For complete government coverage, tune into the NCM government channel or watch on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org.